Hello everyone, thank you. I'm sorry I had to delay the start of our Facebook Live. Oh, let me just put that on mute. I had a garden club meeting here and it started at 12:30 and I thought would be fine, but it wasn't. It went till 3:15. So my apologies for starting late. I hope that if you can't watch live, that you watch on the replay. And so I had everything set up prior to my garden club meeting, so hopefully I have everything I need to make today's projects, which I'm excited about. So, okay, to catch my breath. I'm going to make just one card today, but I'm using the new Waves, there we go, Waves of Inspiration stamp set in coordinating dies. And if anyone's watching live, say hello so I know you're on. And it's fine, I know I'm doing it at different time. And say hello on the replay as well. So I'm just looking at my mess here. I'm hoping that everything's here, but we're gonna wing it if it's not. Oh great, Michelle's on. Hello Michelle, hi Kim, awesome. It's so much better to do these when I know people are watching. And so type away and let me know if you're here or questions and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to just flip the camera and, oh great, Anita, excellent. All right, I love it. All right, so I'm gonna flip the camera down. I'm gonna just actually get right into it today. And hello to anyone who's gonna be watching on YouTube. I'm very excited. I learned how to, let's see, let me move that. I learned how to download these lives onto my YouTube channel because I know that there are some people who don't do Facebook. So you can watch it on YouTube and then just write, let's see, that's good. And I'll just adjust it this way. Just write your comments on the YouTube and I'll get back to you too. All right, so let's see. Let me show you the stamp set first. And, oh, the dies I have, they're actually in here. I didn't put them nice and neat. You get some waves, which we're not gonna use. We're gonna use this one. And we're going to use the clouds. I think that's all we're going to use for the dies. But you get a couple clouds. You get two labels, which is nice, that go with a bunch of the words. You get the two wave outlines. I'll show you in a second what that looks like. You get a pelican outline. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh, here we go. Okay. And here is the stamp set. So today we're going to use the pelican and a little bit of the waves. And you're so totally awesome. Okay, so this, I'll show you what we're going to make. This is the card that I'm going to make today. Oh, look at this, is like so crooked. Let's see, because my camera's crooked. That better? A little bit down more? Okay. I saw this card online. I just did a Google search for Waves of the Inspiration, and a bunch of cards came up. A lot of them looked like these. These I kind of came up with my own, but a lot of similar cards, right, with the big waves. And then I saw one that was like this and I really loved it. So I thought to copy it. And so, oh shoot, I had her name. Let me see, because I want to give credit to whose design it was. I am sorry. Here we go. Her name is Amy Conders. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but she came up with this card. And I really, really liked it. And so she actually had done a video, but I didn't watch it. I should have, I didn't. And so I kind of copied from the picture, which is what I like to do. And I discovered she actually used a smaller rectangle than I did. And I'll show you why that was not a problem, but why it was an issue as we make the card. But this is the card I'm going to make. All right, let's see. I stopped. Oh, you shopped while waiting. Oh, awesome. Oh, well, that's awesome, Anita. The sunflower set is great. I haven't even checked my emails. Yeah, the sunflower grid is a great one. Let's see. Lisa says, I don't watch Facebook Live, so thank you for putting it on YouTube. Oh, excellent. All right. And hi, Patty. Perfect. Okay. Yes, I was very excited to learn how to put it on YouTube. So I think I put the last 7 of my lives on YouTube. So I'll do that each week. All right. So still feel flustered. Let's move this stuff out of the way. These ones we want to use. These ones are moving over here we don't want to use. And move this over here. gonna use the Stamparatus because it's a big stamp. You'll see in a second once I get all my papers. There we go. Okay. Can you see how big? Like, here's my hand. It's a big stamp. So if you don't have a Stamparatus, but you like the stamp, then you need to use this huge block, F, it looks like. So that would fit on it. It's a big block, but that would work. But I like the Stamparatus better than a big block. Because you can use it for so many more things. All right, so let's get started. So I tried to dissect what Amy had done, and it, here we go. A lot of it was pretty easy. She used a rectangle die. She actually used a different die that I don't have, so I used what I did, and she used a stamp set, so that was fine. And then she did write a little bit. And because I first thought, I didn't even show you. I first thought that the water was part of the papers. So let me just show you these papers. So let me backtrack. The stamp set and the dies are available now, starting today, and will be in the next annual catalog. So they'll be available for a little over a year at least. They came out with these papers that are only available while supplies last. So the papers will not be carrying over. So if you like them, I would grab them. So at first I thought she used the papers. And then I realized after reading that she used the stamps. So I'm going to show you what I thought she did, and then I'll tell you what she did. Because they're not the same. But aren't these pretty? They're just, I think I may have gone through all of them. They're just really, really pretty. Just love the colors. And also, there is coordinating foil paper. You get 2 of each color. So I think it's Night of Navy. There you go. Night of Navy. It looks like, I think it's Coastal Cabana. And then you get silver. So it's kind of a shiny matte. So it's, it's not crazy, crazy shiny, but it has a little shine to it. So it's really pretty. And the other thing that's available now, but not later, are the matching gems. Those I think are so. Okay, just wanted to show you that. So yeah, so I thought she used the paper, which you totally could, but she used the stamp, which I thought was pretty clever. So she used this part of the stamp to make the water. And so when I was going to do it, I said, okay, I'm going to stamp first. I just did a partial stamp, and then I will cut out with the dies. That's the right size, right? Yeah. So I'll just cut out the die. And then this is where I said, uh-oh, that's not in hers. So I said, well, let me think, because she obviously did it. So how did she do it? So then I said, well, maybe she used the upside down part of it. Like that. So that's what I did. So that's what I'm going to show you. But then I discovered, after looking at her picture and reading more things, what she did is she used a smaller die. So she used the smaller die, and that piece fit on the upright. So you could do either. Hers was a little bit smaller than mine. But I'm just going to show you what I did in case you ever come up with problems and you need to think problem solving like. All right, so how I did that was, I need to find my paper. This template I used for a different card. I made this one, and this card is on my YouTube channel, so you can kind of see what that's about, but I showed you how to make this card on YouTube. That was a club project. All right, so what I did was I decided, well, I'm going to stamp this upside down, because then I am going to just use partial of it. Right, so all I need is this part, so I will just stamp with it upside down. So that's what I did. So I'm just going to line this up just so it's on the paper. Put my magnet down. I'll stick this, so now this is on there. My paper's not moving anywhere. I'm going to use specific point. And I only really need, part of it, so I'm not going to ink up the whole stamp. I'm just going to ink up the part I need. So I do like problems. I like to kind of solve them creatively. So this was my solution, even though this is not what she did. So if I wanted it darker, I'll just ink it again. That's the beauty of the Stamparatus. You can do multiple stamping in the same area. Okay, so that looks good. So I'm just going to take that off. Take this off, because now we're going to use our die cutting machine. Actually, I'll put that back on. So we're done with the Stamparatus. So I wanted to, and I'm going to close this up so I don't make a mess. If you read my email today, you discovered that some products are on sale for March. So it's crafting month, National Crafting Month. So Stampin' Up! Put a bunch of things on sale. They kind of brought back stamp sets and dies that were a bundle at one point, and they bundled them again. So like Anita got the sunflowers ones. Oh, which dies am I using? Sorry, Anita. Thank you for asking. These are the stitched rectangles, which are awesome. I use these quite a lot. So I'm going to use the 4th largest one, or 4th from the largest one. But Amy, the one I'm copying from, used the next one down. But these are good dies. So I lost my train of thought. So I wanted to use a little machine because it's on sale. It's 20% off. So instead of $60, it's $48, which I think is a great price. And so I figured I would use it and show it. So I made sure, oh, I didn't. I thought I made this, it was a little too wide. Just trimming it down because I know I don't need that part. I just, want to make sure it goes through. So it's like 3 inches, a little over 3 inches wide, whereas the bigger one I think is a little over 6 inches. So I'm just going to line up my die. This, oh shoot, did I do it wrong? I stamped it wrong. Oh, I'm using the wrong piece of paper. This was the one I showed you that I couldn't do. This is the one I just stamped. Okay. Phew. Oh my goodness. I'm like flustered. All right, so there we go. I think I need some chocolate. Make me much better. All right, why is that not going through? Maybe the right, I just want to make sure I have the right base. I think I just didn't line them up. Sometimes the mini one's a little finicky with the plates. There we go. Why is that not going through? Hold on. Let me make sure I did my sandwich right. I thought I did. Place die cutting edge down. Oh, now my husband's home. Oh my goodness. This should be working. I just heard the garage door opening. So he might say hello. There we go. Was doing it right. Okay. So here is, this is what I wanted. So this actually happened on the other one. See how there's a little white there? So all I did was, I just took the edge and I just got a little blue. There we go. It has a little stitched in it, so it was harder to get. Okay, phew. And then I just had it. So I'm gonna use some scrap paper underneath because we're gonna do a little sponging with the blender brush. So she had used 2 colors. You probably get away with just one, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna start with the lighter, the Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to take a Post-it note and cover over the blue because I don't want my water yellow or to turn green. And then the blender brushes, I just love playing with them. They're just so soft. The trick I learned is to start off the paper. So you can either like push it down, and then I like to blend in circles. So I'll start on the Post-it and then go up. Because if you don't, you might just get like a splot like that. and that's not what I want. So I'm starting from the bottom because it's also darker on the bottom than it is up the top. Okay, and then I'll add a little bit of Mango Melody, just so it has a little bit of, and I'm just going to use the same brush because they're both yellows. I need to use these more too. I'm still learning, so see I got that splot, but that's all right because the pelican's going to cover it. All right, and then you take the Post-it note off. So that's nice and blue, and then you have kind of a yellow sunset-y sky. All right. So here's my sample. Then we're just going to stamp on. I know I have scrap white. Just use this one and then I'll trim it down. I'm going to stamp the pelican. I assume it's a pelican. And I'm going to use, so Amy had used, she had said she used soft suede and she stamped it twice. I thought that was a little too light, so I liked the early espresso. So I changed her colors. So I did early espresso. Like that. So I'm going to let it dry for a second because I can see that it's wet. And then what I did is, see how I have a little color in there? So I used a sponge dauber and I just added just a little bit of cinnamon cider. And I like to, with my sponge daubers, I just take washi tape or masking tape and kind of write what color they are because I wouldn't know what brown that was. So it just helps, and they just fit right on your finger, and I'm just going to dab a little bit. I'm not going to go too dark right away, but it just gives a little bit of depth, like that. And then I did for the pelican's beak, I just used my Pale Papaya Stampin' Right marker. Because I didn't really know what color pelicans' beaks are. I didn't look it up. So I didn't want it too orange, so I figured the peach was a good fit. All right, so now I'm just gonna, actually I'm gonna trim it a little wider so it fits in my mini machine, and there's enough room there for my cloud, so I'm gonna cut too. All right, so it's the same plates, the cutting plates. Put this in there, and let's find my dies. These are the, so this fits right on top. And then these, I'm just going to place anywhere because they just need to be white. All right, that looks good. Sandwich it up. You really do have to hold this one down because it does kind of wiggle. Oh, let's push these back in there. Oh, why is that sticking? I don't want to move my plate because it's already in alignment with the bird. So you can see, I am not a perfect stamper. There we go. I could run it through again, but we'll see. I may have to do it again. All right. Oh, I think it just made it right on that edge. Okay. So these are the pieces. You got the cloud, you got the little outline of the cloud for the big and small. And my pelican. It's a little off center, but it's okay. All right. So let me glue my clouds together. I like to use a silicone mat just because I'm messy. I will get glue everywhere. And I also like to use tweezers, especially for these thin little guys. All right, so I'm just gonna put a little glue. You could use the adhesive sheets, which would work really nicely. This one's turned upside down. But I'm just trying to use little dabs of glue. And you could use the clouds just as they are, but I just wanted to show you that these are kind of like the outlines. It's kind of fun. It gives a little dimension in them, and it lines up right on the bottom. Like that. And this one goes just like that. Okay. So now we have, oh, I have to cut one more piece. Our tag. She had used, it's another set. It's not the scallops one because I have that, but it's sweet something or other. And I'm actually going to stamp it first. I forget what's called, and I really like it, but I already had one scallop, so I figured I didn't need multiple ones. So I tried different shapes. So this shape it comes with the dies that go with this set, but I thought that was a little bit wide for what I wanted. I could have made it work. And then this one goes with a scalloped one, but it was a little too, not quite right. So then it's like Mama Bear, Papa Bear. And so the one I used, where I know I had the die because I saw it. Here it is. It's from the tags. I think it's called Taylor tags. So I used that one. But again, you know, you can pick whatever you want. You could do just a straight rectangle with the just cutting a rectangle. All right, so let's cut that out, and then all our pieces are done. I might take a picture of my mess right here after I'm done, because it is quite messy. All right, that goes there. This goes here. All right. I would say most dies actually will fit in the mini machine. Not all, but I would say more than half, I would guess, which is really nice. Okay, so I did do one thing ahead of time. All right, so it's a standard piece of thick white cardstock. I already embossed this white layer with, I think it's the subtle embossing folder, and I only did it because this will not fit in the mini machine. It's just too wide. So rather than have the two machines on my tiny table, I did that ahead of time. The card I'm copying from, it looked like she actually embossed the whole panel of the base, but I just did a layer because I think it works better, especially when you're involving string, because then you're not having to wrap it around the whole card. All right, so we're actually going to put this down first. Oh, I'm going to do exactly what I did when I did my sample. I should have stamped my birds, but I didn't. So I'm going to stamp them when the card's all together and pray that it works. All right, and then I'm going to wrap, I use linen thread. If it's curly, just kind of, you know, just pull on it and it kind of takes some of the curl out. And I'm just going to trim this. Oh, I guess that doesn't matter. I'm going to actually weave it through the hole, since that's what I liked about the tag, because there's a hole. And then I'm going to actually put dimensionals. I'm going to use the edges. And then that's going to kind of go in the middle of the edges. And I could have cut dimensionals in half. I could have used the foam strips, which I always forget to use. But I find these is a good use of the edges of the dimensionals. All right. I'm going to take these off. I'm going to stick this down, but my string will still be movable because it's like a channel. So I want it to go like, say right there. So, but this is still movable. And then I'm going to wrap it around. And then I'm going to weave this up through the hole. Hopefully. And then I'll just tie a knot in a bow. All right. So then I can put this whole thing on the card, on the base. And then I'm going to put dimensionals on our pelican, and I'm going to put him, I liked him over here at first, but then I kind of liked him, so then you could see the water behind both. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to put just a little glue here, because that will rest, that's already high. I don't want to put another dimensional there, because then it would be too high. Let's see. Hello, Charlotte. Thanks for joining. I know it's a fun set to play with. I've only made these 3 projects that I'll show you again, but I will definitely be making more. All right. So it's pretty, but then we still need our clouds, and we need those birds that I forgot to stamp. So I'm going to just kind of guess where I want my clouds. I won't put them down yet. There is a die that actually does the birds too, but I'm just going to stamp them. Where did the espresso go? Here it is. All right, so let's hope. This is what I ended up doing yesterday because I forgot to stamp, so. Hi, good. All right, so those are done, actually. And now I'm gonna raise up the clouds. Again, you could put them flat, but I kind of like them up. I'm just gonna cut a little one for this side. And I liked how it hung, and this is, I think, what she did too. I liked how it hung off that part of it. And then I'll do the same thing. Look at what I did. This a little higher. And I'll hang off. So it kind of, even though it's almost like you're looking into it. So it's outside of the regular frame. And then lastly, I turned this into a birthday card. So I will do that for this one as well. Again, this is Pacific Point. And then I thought that was still kind of plain. So I just added a couple of these seagulls. You always want the seagulls to kind of not fly in the same direction, but not on the same plane. So they're a little off a little bit. So I will show you. I just want to close these because I'll put my hands in them. The finished product. I just loved it. The one I saw and I copied it in. So you'll see, again, you could, if you do how she did, you didn't have to stamp backwards. You used a smaller rectangle, but it was pretty similar in that. And maybe I'll even post a picture somewhere of hers and mine just so you can see the differences and the similarities. So that's my project for today using, I lost everything. Oh, I could even put gems on there, but I don't even know if it needs gems. I think it'd be too busy. Using the Waves of Inspiration stamp set that became available today. And then I also showed you the mini machine. That's 20% off, as well as a bunch of bundles. And that was in my newsletter. And I think that's what's going on for March. I think so. Yeah. So, oh, hi, Susan. Sorry I was late to the meeting, but I was actually at the Garden Club meeting, or the other board meeting. So if you jumped on, you can start it again. Like I said, I'm going to put these on YouTube, so they'll always be there as well. Trying to think if I had anything else to add. I don't think so. If you think of anything, just put it in the comments. I can hear my husband shoveling the ice off the driveway, so I don't know if you can hear that too. Yeah, so thanks for joining. I will be back at 2:30 next week, and it should be 2:30 because I don't have anything else. Again, I thought it'd be fine. The following week, I won't be here. I will be in Arizona. So I will either film something, maybe I'll do that and post it, or we'll just skip a week. I'll figure it out. Yeah, okay. Thank you again. I think I might take a picture of my mess here so you can see my small space, and but I made it work. As you know, that's what we do. Okay, I'm rambling, so I'm going to end it. Thank you very much for watching. If you're new to me, hello. And you can check out everything at mailsomethingpretty.com, and you can reach out to me anytime with questions as well. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.